Alright, so let's talk about the logarithmic functions. I had a friend of mine tell me that I need to, since this is called algebra soup, add the ingredients, tell you the ingredients first. So we need functions, exponents, Cartesian coordinate plane, the inverse function, base 10, and the common logarithm. So we'll combine these to explain this. So we're going to start out, logarithmic functions actually are exponential functions. And so I've got y equals 6 to the x power, or in function notation, f at x equals 6 to the x power. And so let's take a look at the graph of this. So here's the graph of this function. On the left, here we have y equals 6 to the x. Right here, I'll put it in red. And then here is the line y equals x. And anything reflected across that line is an inverse, because inverses, if you have, say you have a relation of 5 comma 3 and 6 comma 4, the inverse of that relation would be 3 comma 5 and 4 comma 6. Oops. So those would be these two on the end would be the inverse. So that's all that I've done is I've plotted these points and then flipped those over, and it makes the inverse function, which the inverse function is really x equals 6 to the y power, because you flip the x and the y position. Okay, so that's what it looks like graphically. Symbolically, we can go ahead and generalize it. A generalized exponential function would be y equals b to the x. So the inverse would be x equals b to the y power. And in this case, y is called the logarithm of x. And it's usually written here like this. Y equals log base b of x. And it only happens if x equals b to the y. So what that allows us to do then is take a standard, like we know that 2 to the third equals 8. So we can write that as a logarithm. So the log of base 2, 8 equals 3. So log base 2 of 8 is the same as 3, or 2 to the third equals 8. So you can convert back and forth. Now, our common number system is in a 10 power, so if you add 10 squared, we know that equals 100. So log base 10 of 100 equals 2. Alright, this is actually called the common logarithm because it's in base 10, and we actually don't use the base, so it's kind of ignored. So you could write log base 10 of 100 as just log 100. And your calculators then work off of base 10. That log button on your calculator is base 10. So if you did log of 1000, we know the answer to that is 3. So, because 10 to the third equals 1000. And if you type that into your calculator, it'll spit out 3 to you. So that's a common logarithm, and just logarithms in general. So if you can convert, that's the main thing to get started, converting between exponential function and a logarithm. They're inverses of each other.